A bang from where it all began. From as far back as the 1950s, man has always been curious on what makes each individual unique. From identifying, to cutting, to removing, to adding, to completely changing an organism's genes and characteristics, we have come a far way in understanding living organisms. Whilst this might be interesting to some people, a lot of ethical issues have been raised on the topic of genetic engineering and where we are going with it today. But the real question is man trying to play God? Good day, viewers. My name is Jeffrey Ricketts, and today I'll be presenting on the theme, a brief history of genetic engineering and its impact on today's society. According to the world's fastest and largest search engine, Google, genetic engineering is the process of using recombinant DNA technology to alter the genetic makeup of an organism. Traditionally, humans have manipulated genomes indirectly by controlling breeding and selecting offspring with desired traits. From as far back as 1953, when the double helix DNA was discovered, scientists have been trying different ways of experimenting with the genome of living things. Fast forward 20 years later, researchers have created the first trimeric recombinant DNA, cloning SV40 molecules into plasmid DNA. Thus, this decade demonstrates the fundamental achievements that sculpted genetics for all future scientists. In an online article entitled History of Genetic Engineering and the Rise of Genome Editing Tools, the 1980s turned many genetic experiments into real-world products and ideas, therefore changing the landscape of what was to come in the 1990s. In 1982, the first genetically modified human drug was created, synthetic insulin. In the 1990s, cloning and genetically modified organisms skyrocketed, and as a result, the Human Genome Project succeeded in mapping the human genome with more than 20,000 genes identified and their genomic locale documented. The 1990s was a period of discovery and proving that the work being done was not only valid but necessary. In 1993, the principle of clustered, regularly interspaced, short palindromic repeats, also known as CRISPR, was discovered by Francisco Marjica during his work with bacteria in São Paulo, where he noticed that parts of the DNA in the bacteria repeated many times with regular spaces between them. The list could go on and on about the history of genetic engineering, from the cloning of Dolly the sheep in 1996 all the way up to 2001, where the first gene therapy drug was created. Jump to the future. In 2012, the discovery of CRISPR genomic engineering tool emerged. CRISPR-Cas9 is a system function tool whereby scientists can identify and locate specific gene that is bad and either edit or replace the gene completely. Not only is this new CRISPR technology way cheaper than previous methods used in the past, but it is also faster. Experiment with our genome once took years. Now, results are possible in months, and hopefully those months will soon change to days, according to experts such as Dr. George Daly. With that said, nothing is always smooth sailing. Critics have concluded that with all the new and innovative ways of experimenting with our genome, man is simply trying to play God, with the possibility of being able to create designer babies, super soldiers, and possibly cure diseases that were once considered to be incurable. Critics are claiming that gene experts are tampering with God's will. Gene experts such as Dr. Matthew Poros have argued that there are a lot of ethical issues that's wrong with the new CRISPR tool, stating that there are different ways in which the procedures could have been done. Contrary to the critics, George Daly, Dean of Harvard Medical School in Boston, Massachusetts, stated that certain diseases like Huntington's disease, in some circumstances, might only be averted through gene editing, notably the CRISPR-Cas9 tool. Additionally, He Jiankun, who is a Chinese expert in genetic engineering, in a presentation on how he used CRISPR-Cas9 to cure HIV in an unborn twin in 2018, stated that for millions of families with inherited diseases or infectious disease, if we have this technology, we can help them. Even though CRISPR is still the latest topic of genetic engineering, CRISPR is the tool for the future. It can eradicate many inherited and infectious diseases that plague the world, therefore making society healthier and more productive. In closing, I strongly disagree that man is trying to play God. With the new ways and tools of experimenting with our genome, such as CRISPR, we will be able to create healthier generations to come, therefore creating a more productive and long-lasting society. Thank you.